I never expected Ulfric to live up to his legend, but he does. Every Nord should admire Ulfric. He fights for all of us. In fact, he's the reason I chose to learn the smithing trade. I want to make weapons and armor for the great Stormcloak army. Smithing isn't the most exciting thing for me, but we all have to lend a hand as best we can. If a Stormcloak uses one of my swords to strike down an Imperial soldier, then I've done my part to free our land. A word of advice, don't buy discounted armor.
Need some metal hammered? Of course I am. What do I look like, a tavern wench? Don't let my words cut you too deep. I've just been working the forge too hard, trying to set this sword right. Jarl wants it to look like an ancient blade. High Queen Fridis ruled over Windhelm in the Second Era, and her sword was legendary. Getting the real sword will be even better than making a copy, but no one wants to risk getting it from its resting place. If you find that sword, traveler, I'd be grateful. Every bit as sharp as what you'll find in Whiterun. I respect Jorland, but he has the good fortune to work the Skyforge. Something about the fires. Their steel just holds tighter. If that makes any sense. I don't see these troubles as business. This is a labor of honor. To bring Ulfric his rightful glory, I would hammer 1,000 shields. Short bones. I might just have to. Don't forget, you find Queen Freydis' sword. I'll reward you.
The townsfolk call me captain, because I used to be a sailor. Well, nothing. At least not anymore. Folk just call me that because of what I used to do. I was a sailor for many a year. I made my coin as a trader, and in time, I bought my own ship. When I retired here in Windhelm, most folk already knew me as Captain Lonelygale, and the name just stuck. Terrible shame that. Seems we have a killer on the loose here in Windhelm. He's claimed 3 victims that I know of, though maybe there's more that haven't been found yet. All lovely ladies too. Let's hope the gods find that demon soon, and introduce him to the headman's axe. If you're looking to pass the time, you can give Calixto a few septims and gawk at whatever oddity he's come across lately. If you're in need of goods, there's a market. If it's a soft bed and a hot meal you're after, there's Candlehearth Hall. There's an author named Adonato staying at the inn. He's published a few works of historical fiction. The clans Shattershield and Cruelseal see most of the gold that passes through the city. And obviously you have Ulfric, the Jarl and future High King. Oh, and that busybody Viola Giordano. She's got her nose in everyone's business, which I guess is one way of being prominent. Fair winds and calm seas. That's an old sailor's parting.
Yes? Everything you see is grown at my family's own Hollyfrost farm, fresh and filling. I also do a little herb growing. The court wizard, Woundfirth, pays us to plant a little nightshade. Who knows what he uses it for? Hey, could you deliver this bottle of nightshade extract to Woundfirth? Thanks.
Come and browse my fine selection. Everything's
There's
fresh
an old
and delicious.
saying that only a Nord can work the soil in Skyrim. I don't think anyone else would have the patience for it. It takes half a day just to dig a planting row in the cold, stony earth here. But what else can we do? Eat rocks and ice? Everything I got on display, really.
Come, see for yourself.
Good day to you.
I lost my twin
You one of
sister a
those
while back.
Skyrim for the
Never lost
Nords
anyone
types?
close.
Good. Too many Nords in this town have been listening to Ulfric's narrow-minded words. He's tough, loyal to his men, and a good leader. But if you're not a Nord, Ulfric will never trust you.
Take home Windhelm's finest
I
and
killed a
freshest
lot of
produce
high
today.
elves in the Great War, and I didn't die. I guess that makes me a war hero. The Great War. There was nothing great about it. Thousands died on both sides. And where did it get us? Did we really save the Empire? Or did we just plant the seeds for Ulfric's uprising?
Fruits and vegetables.
And
All
another
delicious and
war.
affordable.
Help the Dark Elves? Oh, you must have heard me talking to Malthyr. The Dark Elves live in a run-down slum called the Grey Quarter.
Come and browse my fine
Ulfric's
selection.
content to keep
Everything's
it
fresh
that
and
way.
delicious.
I guess they think I can open Ulfric's eyes to their plight and get him to lift a finger on their behalf. I'm trying, but Ulfric is set in his ways. For him, there's two kinds of people in this world. Nords and the folk beneath them.
I have a little of everything for sale. Come, see for yourself.
Whenever a group of marauders attack a Nord village, Ulfric is the first to sound the horn and send the men. But a group of Dark Elf refugees gets ambushed, a group of Argonians or a Khajiit caravan, no troops, no investigation, nothing. There's a group of cutthroats out there right now that Ulfric doesn't lift a finger to bring to justice, as long as they don't threaten Nord land. That's a brave offer. I'd be happy to throw in my coin behind that. You deal with them. I'll make sure you get paid. Maybe this old soldier will throw in some lessons as well. Show those marauders what Windhelm justice tastes like.
If you're looking to get a drink, Candlehearth Hall's got warm fires and strong ale. It was difficult at first. The Nords of this city are at best suspicious of outsiders. But in time, I made the right friends and proved myself useful enough that they don't give me trouble anymore. The Dark Elves are too proud and naive to understand the way things truly are, and so they continue to dwell in that slum. Just got here from the Somerset Isles. Lots of opportunity in Skyrim.
Come and browse my
Thank
fine
you for your custom.
Everything's fresh and delicious.
I'd appreciate it if you don't bother my wife, Tova. She's still in mourning.
All at reasonable prices.
Our little girl died recently. I've been shouldering my days with strong mead, but nothing gives my Tova peace. I've been looking for an amulet of RK to remind my wife that our child is with the gods now, but I can't find one. Thank you. Please forgive my mood. I'm still coming to terms with my daughter's death.
I have a little of everything for sale. Come, see for yourself.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us. Not really sure what to do with myself anymore. I just miss her so much.
I made my fortune as a
I
seeker,
try not to
but
think
now
of
I'm
her,
retired.
but sometimes the simplest thing will remind me.
You need anything, come see me. I have a lot of respect for Ambaris Frandar, but his views are a little extreme.
Wherever I can find them. If you're the type who worries over where something came from, you may want to move on. I'm a dark elf and I live in Windhelm, so yes, I live in the Grey Quarter. You must be new around here, or you'd know they don't let my kind live anywhere outside that slum. Be sure to stop by Sadri's used wares in the Grey Quarter.
Everyone says Yorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim. I plan to change a few minds about that.
Name's Nils. I'm the cook up at Candlehearth Hall. Can't just throw the big logs on the fire. Gotta have the little bits, too.
The townsfolk call me captain because I used to be a sailor.
This here's Candlehearth Hall. Great rooms upstairs, and there's a bed for rent on the ground floor. Got some fresh baked bread and good cheese if you're after a bite to eat. Did you see the candle above the fire upstairs? It was lit 163 years ago, back when this building was the home of a grand warrior named Windhelm. When word came that he'd fallen, his son Durok lit the candle in his honor. Nobody knows why it still burns. Magic? Goodness, not here. Not better that than dealing with Ulfric's wizard like some... Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. Enjoy your stay, and don't break nothing.
You a dark elf lover? Get out of our city, you filthy piece of trash! They're parasites. They're living in our city under our protection. But what did they do for us? Nothing. I know the High King invited them here, but he didn't ask me or anyone else first. Maybe he should have. Wouldn't surprise me. They've done nothing to help in the fight for Skyrim's freedom. Those Thalmor elves, too. I bet they're working together. Maybe I should round up some men and take us a few prisoners to interrogate. Don't like it? Too bad. This is our city. Ours! Don't think I can take you? 100 septums say I can punch you back where you came from. All right? Fists only. None of that magic stuff either. Let's go. Come on. Let's see what it's made of.
Who taught you to fight? Keep those hands up!
You won't...
Drink and we sing.
Who taught you to fight? Keep those hands up!
That wasn't a fair swing. Yeah, here. Good to see you again, friend.
I'm a sailor on the North Wind. We're laying over in Windhelm for a while.
To the days come and gone, for the age of oppression is now nearly done. Need something? I'm a bard, trained at the Bard's College in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. Until next time.
It's good to
Every
spend
night,
some time
I
in
walk
solid
around the Grey
land.
Quarter and let them Greyskins know what
If it's a mercenary you're looking for, you found him. There's no stronger sword arm for hire in all Skyrim. My blade is sharp and I thirst for battle. Onward then. Let's go.
I'm a writer by trade. Not that the people of Skyrim do much reading. I write drama, friend. The legends and history of Skyrim made to excite and inspire. Poor Gerard Germain at the Bard's College has been waiting for my latest work, Olaf and the Dragon, for weeks now. Roads are a mess. You're sure? When you see Gerard, ask for a tip. I'm sure he'll be in a good mood after reading this. May you lose yourself in the pages of a good book.
Name's News. I'm the cook of Candle Hall.
You're not so... Huh?
Talos created the Empire. You'd think they'd show him more respect.
You know, to receive the blessing of Talos, you have only to pray at the altar. Like anyone, a crisis will push them towards devotion. I've been seeing a lot of the Shatter Shields since they lost their daughter. Hilevi Cruelseat comes in a lot, but I haven't seen her husband here in years. Ulfric prays for strength. I speak to Captain Lonelygale, but he doesn't spend much time here. Too busy. The Empire's elven puppet masters never cared much for the idea of a human becoming a divine, so the worship of Talos is outlawed. Skyrim doesn't take kindly to being told what to do. And to try and forget Talos, well, they may as well ordered us all to cut off our ears. Talos, who in life was known as Tiber Septim, united Tamriel and founded the Empire. He was rewarded for his deeds by being joined with the Divines in eternal glory, the only mortal to do so. We worship him that we might follow in his path. We can't literally join him in the heavens, but we may do our best to know them here on Nirn. Blessings of Arkay be upon you.
Hold it there. Keep your distance. Another girl killed. This is Susanna, from Candlehearth Hall. Served me a drink just a few nights ago, but I can't say I knew her. Susanna's the third. It's always the same. Young girl, killed at night, body torn up. We are stretched thin as it is with the war. Nobody has the time to spend on this. Not pleasant, but it's the truth. If you want to help, ask some of these gawkers if they saw anything useful. I'm going to examine the body before the rats can get to it.
Always sad when someone has to die. Sorry, I thought I saw a fellow running away, but didn't get a good look at him.
Another one. Terrible. I heard a scream and came running, but she was already like this when I got here.
Always sad when someone has to die. Always sad when someone has to die.
Well, if it isn't the Slayer of the Glenmoral Witch...
This is a shame.
How can I assist you, companion?
No, sorry. But I did notice that her coin purse was still intact, so whoever did this wasn't after gold. I'm going to keep preparing the body, if you'll excuse me.
I've no problem with orcs, but that's just like always. Nobody saw anything useful. Bastards escaped again.
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
Look, friend, if you think you can do better than the Legion of Gods, be my guest. You'll need to talk to Yorleif, though. We can't just let anyone go around claiming to be on official business. If he's willing, then we'll talk.
A few septims for my supper is all I ask.
delicious and
Fresh fruit and vegetables for sale.
I own Holyfrost Farm outside the city. It's honest work, if a bit dull.
Then it's true, what everyone is saying. That Aventus Aretino is doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood?
Oh, Grimvar, always with the nonsense. No, of course not. Those are just tales.
Fine, then I'll invite him out to play. He lives right there. I'm going to knock on his door.
No, child, wait! That boy, that house, they are cursed.
Ha! Then I'm right, I knew it! He's trying to have somebody killed!
All right, I won't deny it, child. What you heard is true, but Aventus Aretino walks a dark path. His actions can lead only to ruin. Now, enough. We will speak no more of this. I am the only friend you need.
Do you know my father? He's really important. He even talks to the Jarl sometimes. His name is Torsten Krulsey. He's really rich, because he owns a farm called Holyfrost. He told me once that he wanted me to grow up and be a sailor, because that's where all our family names come from. But I don't want to be a sailor or a farmer. I want to be a warrior! The strongest one ever! Hey, you want to play? Figures. You elders are always so boring.
When Grimvar asks me why women are being killed around the city, I don't even know what to say to him. Yes, it is quite sad. A young boy, Aventus Aretino, lost his mother recently and was sent to an orphanage. But he has returned home, and people have heard strange chanting. They say it's the Black Sacrament, the ritual to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Why a little boy would want to contact a group of murderers is beyond me. But he is inviting evil into this city.
They say dragons are coming back. I want to kill one.
War hero, Gunwolf. Ulfric will listen to you. You've seen how we live. Cramped alleys, run-down buildings, few guard patrols. Even the name Grey Quarter is an insult. That's all I ask. With your help, we have a chance. I thought the Grey Quarter would be a haven for my kind. I was wrong. Not a day goes by that I don't think about returning to the ancestral home of my people. Still, even with the rough treatment we've had at the hands of Ulfric and his lot, I've got ties here. It's probably more trouble to pack up and leave than it is to stay. Besides, Amberus can't run the Corner Club on his own. Windhelm is divided into 4 quarters. The Grey Quarter is the one that's home to all the city's dark elves. If it looks to you like an impoverished slum, that's because it is. Ulfric prefers that we live in squalor. He has nothing but disdain for anyone who isn't a Nord. He tolerates us, but that's the extent of his hospitality. It was a pleasure.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away. All my goods are legitimate, which is more than I can say for some. Of course nothing in here is stolen. Only a careless, shameful, idiotic fetcher would do something as stupid as to buy pilfered goods. Oh, by Azura, I've made a terrible mistake. I bought a gold ring, and Viola Giordano has been missing a ring that looks just like it. It's not that easy. She'd go to the Jarl if she knew I was even remotely involved. You have to get it to her some other way. Look, it's dangerous. But if you sneak the ring into her house, put it in a dresser or something, I will make it worth your while. I've scraped this collection together by whatever means I could. I do some business with the trade caravans, and I've picked up a number of items from adventurers like yourself. A few intrepid souls even brought some items back from Morvenskar, the fort southwest of the city. Don't let Viola catch you in her house. Sneak that ring back to... Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Do come again.
I thought the Grey Quarter would be a haven for my kind. I was wrong.
How splendid. Another Nord. Well, you see where we have to live. This forgotten alley. All the filth from the upper quarters flows downhill, like they say. Good luck getting one of the guards to help with anything. I tried to get Ulfric to even come down here to see the squalor, but the High Lord of his mightiness couldn't find the time. If you need another drink, I'll be right here.
The Grey Quarter is not much
Come
to look
swimming
at
to the
now,
Grey
but it
Quarter,
wasn't
have you?
always so bad.
Where else would we be? When the Red Mountain burned, you could scarcely breathe in Morrowind, so we came west. Windhelm was the first city on that road, and here we are. If we had known the Nords would be so unwelcoming, we may have kept walking. None of that matters to me. Until someone takes a Dunmer, I'll let Windhelm deal with its own problems. The College of Winterhold is the... Although Ulfric's court wizard has been known to take on apprentices once in a while.
The best way for us to win the Nord's respect is through hard work. Too many Dark Elves in Windhelm complain about the way we're treated. What good does complaining do?
I'm a sailor on the North Wind. We're laying over in Windhelm for a while. It's good to spend some time
I'd
on
travel
solid
more,
land.
but who wants to deal with all the soldiers these days?
A life on the river makes for weak legs, so I do a lot of walking.
You should unload some of that unwanted gear. Head over to Sadri's used wares. Talk to the elf. Is that fur coming out of your ears?
Windhelm has been hard on my people, but our fortunes will turn, and we have shelter and food. We have not fared well outside our native Black Marsh, but we're determined to make the best of things. I began praying to Zenithar, the god of wealth, to bring us some fortune. But thieves made off with my sacred amulet almost as soon as I bought it. Shavi would be in your debt, kind one. Oh yes, after all, what's the point in being miserable all the time? I know life on the docks isn't easy. Sometimes life puts you in difficult circumstances you didn't choose. But being happy or unhappy is a choice you make. And I've chosen to make the best of things that I can. I enjoyed our talk.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved.
The Nords don't appreciate us. So what? I don't appreciate them right back.
Sorry, but I'm not looking to hire anymore. You don't know what freedom really means until you've lived on the river. The North Wind is my mistress, and I'm her master. I don't tolerate any disloyalty. You looking for work? Got a sailor who thought running a gang of thieves would be more money than hauling my cargo. You make an example of that gang, I'll give you a year's worth of pay. That's the spirit. Right. See you round.
Never much cared for Windhelm. I'm a lot happier out here on the deck than I am wandering around in that ruined city.
Look, we don't have much love for your kind down here. Probably best if you just left.
I know this place looks horrible. Please, don't hold it against the company. Sad, isn't it? We can't afford to keep the place running since these attacks started. Pirates, you see. Raiding all along the coast, from Hammerfell to Vardenfell. Only the Shattershields appear safe. A very powerful family in Windhelm. They run a private shipping operation and would love to have the docks to themselves. Wouldn't surprise me if they were in league with the pirates somehow. Not yet, no. But perhaps an intrepid person such as yourself could help with that? They have a dark elf who oversees their operations, Suveris Atherin. She's meticulous to a fault, and keeps a logbook with every transaction she makes. If it were to somehow end up in my hands, I wouldn't argue. They call themselves the Bloodhawkers. They've been around as long as I can remember, but only recently focused on our ships. A dastardly group. But they're more than simple brigands. Shrewd, clever, not to be trifled with. Our own security forces are limited, and all the mercenaries are tied up in this ridiculous war. We don't even know their base of operations, and attacking single ships won't really solve the problem. Mm-hmm.
We're one of the same kind, you and I. I'm glad to have met you. Put that down! Looking for shipping? We always offer better service than the East Empire Company.
Lightly armored means light. Everything all right?
If you get me the logbook, I'll have proof of Shattershield's treachery. How did you get it? No, never mind. I probably shouldn't know. I see. It looks like Severus has been traveling to Dawnstar to meet with a pirate crew there. Get to Dawnstar and see what you can find out about these rogues. I'd wager they won't be too far from the tavern. Try to find out where their fortress is. The captain, Stig Saltplank, has to know something.
Hail, companion.
The Nords don't appreciate us. So what? I don't appreciate them right back.
Skyrim isn't very friendly for our humans, so we mostly just keep
You're not supposed to be in here. Now. Guards, trespasser. We're used to getting by on scraps, but the Shattershields want everything for nothing. Torbjorn Shattershield. I wish someone would beat the coin out of his fat fists. He clings to every septum. He says an Argonian's labor is only worth 1/10 of a proper Nord worker. My people are not slaves. You can try, but we've gotten nowhere talking to him ourselves. We work where we can get work. The Nords don't like unloading their ships, so we do it instead. Sometimes cargo goes missing. I came here as a hatchling. The only thing colder than Skyrim is the Nords themselves, but we stick together.
May the earth beneath your feet be always soft.
Kodlek Whitemane is a better place now. Or is there any place better than Sovngarde?
By the Hist, if I don't get something soon, I don't know how I'll get through the week. No, I'm not. I feel like my scales are clawing into me. Maybe you could help an old Argonian out? I heard some of the sailors talking about how they stashed a bottle of double-distilled skooma in the Nissus Corner Club. I just need a taste. Thank you. I'll be waiting for that bottle. I would not complain if you returned with some skooma.
Come here.
This what you want, huh? I'm gonna crush you like a bug. Found you!
You've been a good friend to me. That means something. Hmm? Sure. Feel free to hand me. Lead on, then.
Come on! Someone there. Time to end this little game.
Over here.
You think you can take me? You think you can take me?
ready for it.
Found you.
dark, dangerous. Get ready for a fight. By the 9, I'd pay good money for a pint of ale to warm my bones. gods, I'd hate to lose my footing in a place like this. I'll fall on this stony floor will break bones. That's... wow.
Tear you to pieces. You're good as dead. rest. You won't leave Skyrim alive!
Get ready for a fight.
What was that? Over here! No! Can't wait to count out your coin. I'm gonna kill you.
I'd rather fight bandits than Draugr. At least bandits know when to stay dead. By the 9, I'd pay good money for a pint of ale to warm my bones.
Good to see you again, friend.
I made my fortune as a sea. The townsfolk call me captain because
Poor
I used to be a
Nilsine
sailor.
has been wrecked since her sister. Those boots aren't worth the septums I do pay them. I'm not giving them coin I could give to good Nord workers. Bold words, but true. Fine, you win. I'll pay the Argonians more coin. Got any ale or mead? Please forgive my mood. I'm still coming to terms with...
Good morning.
Honored to see you again, my Thane.
Everyone says Yorland Greymane is the best. Look at that edge. Still sharp. I'll present this to the Jarl later. As for you, let me show you some smithing techniques. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Whether it's armor you need or a new blade, come see me.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our
My
daughter was
favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead. Or Nilsi. I hope Arcade grants my wife some comfort. Thank you. Here, I always pay my debts. Please forgive my mood. I'm still coming to terms with my daughter's death.
I own Holyfrost Farm outside the city. It's honest work.
I have a lot of respect for Ambaris Frandar, but his views are a little extreme.
Be on the lookout. The butcher
May the
could
gods
be around
watch
any
over your
corner.
battles, friend. Now that's good work. Everyone will be a lot safer with them gone. Dark Elf and Nord alike. Here, some gold as promised. And let me show you a bit about wearing heavy armor. Save you some aches on a long march. Safe journeys, sword brother.
Best offense is a good defense, am I right?
I thought the Grey Quarter would be a haven for my kind. I was wrong. The Corner Club's been filling up at night lately. I'll bet Elda up at Candlehearth is jealous.
You don't know what freedom really means until you... Fine work. Here's your pay. Don't spend it all on me. Right. See you round.
The Nords don't appreciate us. So what? I don't appreciate them right back.
Shavi knows the duck. Bless you, friend. You've renewed my hope. Before I came into Zenithar's calling, I confess I was a thief. But I learned a few things in my time that might help you survive. Let me show you. I enjoyed our talk.
If it's bed or board you're after, Candlehearth Hall's got gold.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? We Argonians do the work. You talked Torbjorn down? I'm impressed. Here I was, saving this for a rainy day. Maybe now I can afford a few more for my people. Take it. May the earth beneath your feet be always. You need another day, another septim. Thank you so much. Here, let me show you a thing or two about not attracting attention to yourself. I would not complain if you returned with some skooma. You're not... Don't even think about it. You're as good as
Order
dead.
of the yard. Stop right.
Everyone says Jorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim. I thought the change...
You're like me, eh? Don't fancy those clunky two-handed weapons.
one of the best soldiers in the Stormcloak army, until I took a sword to the chest.
Take a good look around. Have you taken care of that? Thank you, thank you! Azura's prophecy always guides you to fortune. Speaking of fortune, here. Everything I earned from my last shipment. It's yours. Well, you've come to the right place. Do come again.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken.
Won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on Whiterun.
And what would you have me do?
If he's not with us, he's against us.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
Damn faithless Imperials.
I'm not sure you belong here, friend.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you? Ah, yes. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken. Keep your brother, and he'll keep you.
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel all the same. These are difficult times indeed, when men stalk their brethren like beasts. My men are stretched thin as it is. If you offer your aid, I gladly accept. The guards will be told to assist you as necessary. I'm happy to lend a hand as much as I can as well. If you have any news of the Western... Grew up here. Cold as Admora, but that just grows the beard thicker. A lot of history in these walls. We're trying to make some more. It's a lucky time to be alive. For Ulfric? Well, nothing official. Known him for years. He seems to value my thoughts, and I'm grateful for that. I don't really have a mind for war, and I think he likes having an untrained opinion from time to time. Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
Everything all right?
The Imperials think us all lawless beasts.
Whatever you've heard I can do is probably true. Ah, yes, the extract. Good. Poisonous, of course, but it has its uses. I suppose you want something for your trouble? Here. Strength and steel are well and good, but true power in this world.
Horses, all day long. Do you have any idea how dull horses are?
We got a nickname for anyone who trifles with us guards here in Windhelm. Suicide. If it's bed or board you're after, Candlehearth Hall's got both. All right then. I noticed a trail of blood leading away from here. Helgud's taken the body into the Hall of the Dead to prepare for burial. She's a little crazy, but if she knows anything, it's dead bodies.
Large diagonal cut from left shoulder. Well, she's dead, but I guess that's not unusual, at least not for somebody in here. I mean, someone who's not me, that is. Sorry, was only joking with you. Oh yes, right, of course. The only unusual thing is the shape of the cuts. They look like they were made with... well, the ancient Nords used these kinds of curved blades when they embalmed their dead. I don't know who in Windhelm would even have something like that. Other than me, of course. I wouldn't hold out too much hope. Now, I really got to get back to the body. A lot of work to prepare her for the grave. Large diagonal cut from left shoulder.
I lost... My father says we need to just get on with our lives. Like it's that easy.
Tell me you've seen them. Those things. Small and evil, like something out of a nightmare. They come from Stillborn Cave, to the north. I know it.
They say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King with his voice, shouted.
Algrith won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire...
The Stormcloaks are finding victory across the land.
And what would you...
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my... counsel all the same.
Don't need to pay me no mind. I'm the least important person in here.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going... to wait.
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
The Imperial...
Staying safe, I hope?
I own Hollifrost. I'd be out there fighting the Imperials right now if it wasn't for my war wound.
What do you need? You should unload some of that unwanted gear. Head over to Sadri's used wares. Talk to the elf.
Bolgraf won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted
Stormcloaks are finding victory. Frigga Shattershield's old place? It's been abandoned ever since she was killed.
And what would you
I think her mother, Tova, has the key.
If he's not with us, he's against us.
Travel safely. It's
They all
dangerous
know
out there.
that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
Got to keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time. No lollygagging. I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us. I'm sorry. She was very dear to me, and it's rather painful to think about. I'd rather not talk about my daughter, if you'll excuse me. Well, all right. What exactly do you need to know? Yerim? Well, I'm not sure what you think you'll find there, but you're welcome to have a look.
Poor Nilsine has been wrecked since her sister was killed.
trouble.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? Well, my sister and I once traveled the world to assemble our collection. Such adventures we had. Indeed, I did. For a few septims, I'll tell you about some of the most interesting curiosities in my collection. Very well. If you change your mind, you can usually find me here. In the meantime, feel free to look around. Indeed, I did. For a few... Splendid! If you'll just follow me, I'll tell you tales and show you wonders such as you've never seen. These tools were found in a crypt outside Windhelm. They belonged to the ancient Nords who dwelt in Skyrim before the days of the First Empire. Most scholars believe that the Nords of old used these implements to prepare their dead for burial. What macabre mysteries would these tools reveal if they could but speak? Here is the Book of Fate, discovered in a secret room in the Arcane University. The writing in the book describes the destiny of its reader, so the words change from one person to the next. Some see only blank pages, and nobody knows why. Perhaps some of us are born with no destiny, or maybe the blank pages signify an imminent death. Ah, now here's an item out of legend. This is Ysgramor's soup spoon. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is no spoon, it's a fork. Nobody can eat soup with a fork. Well, my friend, you did not know Ysgramor. Don't let this innocent-looking flute fool you, for this is the dancer's pipe. Legend holds that the dancer's pipe has won wars, toppled empires, and changed the very course of history. None know its origins, but the stories say that men who hear its music are compelled to dance uncontrollably, no matter the peril. To activate this strange power, one must only speak the magic words, which are... Oh my! I very nearly got us both into a nasty predicament, didn't I? And with that, the tour is over. I thank you for your patronage, and I hope to see you again soon. Welcome to the House of Curiosities. I offer a brief tour for a few coins, or you can... Let me see. Ah, yes. This is the Wheelstone. It's an heirloom symbol of the power of Windhelm. Traditionally, it's carried by the court mage. I would, be interested in acquiring it, if you're willing to part with it, that is. For a piece like that, I could pay 500 gold. Wonderful. This will be a splendid addition to my private collection. My sister and I once traveled My sister and I inherited a modest sum of money. We decided to travel and seek out whatever adventures we could find. As we journeyed across Tamriel, we encountered tales of exotic and wondrous artifacts. We decided to collect as many as we could. My sister passed away some years ago, so I settled down here and opened the House of Curiosities. I think she would be happy to know that our collection has brought smiles to faces both young and old. A most pleasant chat. Until the next.
Won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel all the same. Ugh. Have you been talking to Viola Giordano? She posts us all over the city, and someone keeps taking them down. Ask her about it if you want an earful.
He's against us.
Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
He knows that. They all know that.
I find your wolfish grin unsettling.
Ever since that
Be
Imperial
on the
Craven
lookout.
ran me through
The
from
butcher
behind.
could be around any
Trouble
corner.
breathing.
After what happened to
Having
the...
trouble drinking, though.
I've been following him for months now. Well, not actually following. Trying to find him. The guards won't help. The people won't help. I'm the only one who thinks he can be caught. They say they're too busy with the war. I say, what good is winning a war if we're still terrorized by one of our own? Oh, they care, all right. Just none of them thinks to do anything about it. They say I'm just snooping around bothering people. But I'm trying to save lives. Huh? What's it say? Be careful. That women The guards won't help. The people won't. Huh? What's it say? Woundfirth. There have been rumors swirling about him for years. As long as I can remember. But he's a dangerous man. That's why they call him the Unliving. I wouldn't approach him directly. This information needs to go straight to the steward. He'll listen to you.
Keep your arrows in their quiver, archer. Go fiddling with any locks around here.
If Ulfric needs a favor, he has it. Anyone? I beg your pardon? Necromancy. I am a member of the College of Winterhold. In good standing. They haven't allowed necromancy for hundreds of years. My what now? I've never kept a journal, I can assure you. What exactly did this amulet look like? I know it well. Or at least I've heard of it. I would wager that carving once depicted a skull. That is the Necromancer's Amulet of legend. It appears you were at least half right. There is necromancy at the heart of this. Yeah. Calixto and his books are often confused about such matters. It happens to the best of us. I've been noting a pattern to when the killings happen. Now that we know they're tied into some sort of necromantic ritual, I think I know when the next might occur. Let's see. From a Lordus of Last Seed until a Midas of Hearthfire, it will happen soon. Very soon. Keep watch in the Stone Quarter tomorrow night. That's almost certainly where the killer will strike next.
The gods gave you 2 hands, and you use them both for your weapon. I can respect that.
I do the cooking and cleaning around the palace.
He knows that.
Ebony armor by Eastman. Under sight. I made my fortune as a sea captain, but now I'm retired.
I've been a bit out of sorts.
I hope someday we'll get to know each other better. My pa used to say, there ain't no use worrying about the things you can't change. If it's my fate to be ended by a dragon, so be it. Meantime, I'll live my life the way I want to. Sometimes the difference between life and death is as swift as steam. I see why the Nords like Skyrim. Its crisp air is wonderful for lunch.
Horses. All day long.
Hey, watch it.
Here's someone. Thought I heard something.
I've had enough of Won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric...
Ismir's beard. The man was always a bit odd, but I wouldn't have expected. You've done the city a mighty service, friend.
What would you have me?
I believe you'll find the guards to be a bit more cordial with you in the future.
Against us.
They all know that.
How long?
Travel safely. Wait. It's dangerous out there.
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message? As you can see, I have much that requires my attention. If you're inclined to gab, there are some nice prison guards you may like to meet. A fair point. Well, I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they made it out of Helgen. Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past, and you fight for me with honor and integrity, we'll welcome you into our ranks.
If by message you mean shoving
Speak with Garmar. He'll size you up and see where we can best use your talents. Not entirely true, though not entirely false either. Any Nord can learn the way of the voice by studying with the Greybeards, given enough ambition and dedication. My shouting Torg to the ground proved he had neither. However, it was my sword piercing his heart that killed him. I killed Torg to prove our wretched condition. How is the High King supposed to be the defender of Skyrim if he can't even defend himself? I challenged him in the traditional way, and he accepted. There were many witnesses. No murder was committed. True, he didn't stand a chance against me, but that was precisely the point. He was a puppet king of the Empire, not a High King of Skyrim. His father before him, perhaps, but not Torg. He was too privileged and too foolish, more interested in entertaining his queen than ruling his country. Indeed, Elisif has become Jarl of Solitude, historically and conveniently home of the High King, backed by Imperial interests. But the Moot has not yet met to name her High Queen, and they won't, not as long as I have any say in it. There hasn't been a true High King in Skyrim for generations. For too long, he's been hand-picked by the Emperor, and given emphatic nods by milk-drinking Jarls addicted to Imperial coin. It's time we had a real High King, one of our own making. Soon enough, we will march on Solitude, and on that day the heroes of Sovngarde will march with us, and the Empire will fall to its knees in fear. They live in them. It's a great honor for them to summon you. I studied with them when I was young. They taught me how to shout. Yes, they chose me when I was just a lad. It was a great honor, of course. I was to become a graybeard myself. I spent almost 10 years at High Hrothgar, learning the way of the voice. Then the Great War came. I couldn't stand missing it. I often think about High Hrothgar. It's very disconnected from the troubles down here. But that's why I couldn't stay, and why I couldn't go back. I suppose the Greybeards care about Skyrim's troubles, in their way. But I needed to do something about it. I'm sure Arngir would call it one of my failings. Yes, the oldest and most powerful, although he may not seem so. I doubt he's forgiven me for leaving. And for, well, for what he'd consider blasphemy. Using shouts for anything but worship of Kynareth. Yes, although I rarely use my training. The Greybeards believe the voice should be used only for worship of Kynareth. I have fallen from their strict teaching. But I still don't feel it should be used lightly. Not all of Arngir's lecturing was wasted, it seems. You're Dragonborn. The rules don't apply to you. You can shout the way dragons do, without training, through inborn instinct. They always hope to teach the Dragonborn to respect the way of the voice as they do. They never fully succeed. You'll have to make your own decision. It's a beautiful philosophy, but outside the seclusion of High Hrothgar, I was never able to hold to it. The Empire's ravenous hunger for Skyrim's silver. Dalius has camps in the Pale, entertaining. We should take Yarmarch. The Empire thinks it holds Valkyrie from us. Damn Tullius. He's pocketed men in the Rift. It's dangerous. I know. The Dragonborn is different. They live them. It's a great honor for them to summon you. They speak to very few. In fact, it means you have the dragon blood. You have an inborn ability to use your voice the way dragons do. The old tales tell of Dragonborn heroes who slew dragons and took their power. It seems those tales are true, with the dragons returning, and now Dragonborn appearing. Maybe the Greybeards know what it all means. We're fighting because we're done bleeding for an empire that won't bleed for us. Untold numbers of Nords died defending the Empire against the Dominion. And for what? Skyrim being sold to the Thalmor so the Emperor could keep his throne. We're fighting because our own Jarls, once strong, wise men, have become fearful and blind to the people's suffering. We're fighting because Skyrim needs heroes, and there's no one else but us. I'm not sure why Tullius is wasting his time trying to take... My father, the Great Bear of Eastmarch, died during my imprisonment after the Markarth incident. I, his only son, forced to deliver his eulogy via letter I had smuggled out of prison. Such is the love of Titus meat for his subjects. When finally set free, I returned to Windhelm and was greeted by a city in mourning, at one with my own grief and anger, clamoring in angry voices, calling out for justice, for war. They sat me on the throne of Ysgramor, the throne of my father. I only hope I can prove worthy of that honor. Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest.
Keep your brother, and he'll soon.
I still say you should take them all out like...